to the topic of the discussion and hit the issues you typically find reluctant. Remove the facade to fill the gap with some substance. We undermining problems, expecting to overcome it. Please hold the applause. We doing it for the cause. People follow culture before they follow the laws. We rather face the friction and not attempt it at all. Persistence will find solutions once our contentment dissolves. There's a hard pill to swallow for anyone breathing, both for folks who stay woke and those who be dreaming. We ain't slaves, yet we still ain't experienced freedom. What we need is the keys to access the kingdom. We're all in this fallen world trying to stay intact. I'm just a beggar, point you out to where the bread is at. So follow the breadcrumbs like Hansel and Gretel. Thank Yogi Bear and the thought engineer for that on
What's going on, people? It's your big brothers back again. Man Talk Monday. It's Monday. We here to do it one more again for the peoples. For the peoples. I'm Derek, the thought engineer, here with my man, comedian John Yogi. Comedian John Yogi. He in the house. I don't know what's going on. There he is.
Ooh, boy, producers, boy, I tell you what, boy. They working quota, boy. Quota. What's good, man? What's good?
Hey, man, I'm good. I'm ready to get into this show tonight, man. Ready to jump into it. Hey, what's going on, Miss Andrea Caldwell? Thank you for joining us tonight. We appreciate you, ma'am. And to everybody watching, listening right now, we appreciate all of our Man Talk Monday family. We appreciate y'all. So let me just remind everybody what we do here. This is Man Talk Mondays. It's an open forum where we talk about everything from religion to politics to relationships. But of course, we're doing it from a man's perspective. Keep in mind, this is not just for men. We want everybody to participate, men, women, boys, and girls. Everybody's welcome. Now, how you do this? Simply go into the comment section, leave your comment, leave your question. This is how you talk to us. But by all means, we want to hear from you. All right. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. You want to like our podcast, share our podcast, subscribe to our podcast. You can find us on Apple, Google, Spotify, Spreaker, all the different platforms. You can find us. You can go and listen anytime you want to. You can go find past episodes. What's going on, Miss Debbie? Thank you for joining us tonight. Also, we on TV, right? We on TV. You can catch us on BS3 TV on Roku, the BS3 TV channel. We are part of the BS3 network, family of podcasts. So you can go and check us out. If you got a Roku device or a Roku TV, you can check us out. But also, you can go to your computer. We have a direct web link. Go to BS3TVlive.com. That's our web link. You can catch us that way too. Right? So you ain't got no excuse. None. You can watch us, catch us, listen to us, the whole nine. By all means, we want to hear from you. Right? Well, we not going to waste no time. We're going to get into this. Man, talk about it. Right? Man, talk about it. Y'all know how we do it. And tonight, we're going to do it a little different. We got what we going to call the breakdown. The breakdown where we take an interesting video that we found and we just kind of break the video down, give our opinions of what's going on in the video, right?
Day, my baby daddy come here with one meal for my child, but I have 3 other kids. We have 1 kid together, but he only want to come and bring 1 thing to McDonald's. But what about my other kid? Look, there he go, and I bet you he only got 1 thing in there. What's up? Because I'm finna expose you. What? Because that don't look enough for all my kids. That don't look enough for all my kids. What is that? That's just 1 burger? 1 burger, 1 fry?
What he like? What do you mean?
Okay, what about my other kids?
What about your other kids?
Okay, but them your kids' siblings, though.
What are you talking about? What are you mad
Them my kids, them your kids' siblings, though.
So what you?
So my other kids finna be left out.
You didn't feed them?
You know I would give my food stamps to the 7.
Lisa, how is that my problem?
Then if you're trying to help out, though, you're not helping out.
I'm not trying to help. I'm trying to help my son.
But how are you helping your son when you're only getting food for just him and not the other kids, his siblings?
Lisa, you had to.
Them are his siblings,
Lisa,
though.
you had to.
He not finna eat in front of all his other siblings and they're not eating on McDonald's. No, why do I gotta put...
Bring him out to the car. I'll let him.
No. He's not finna eat that shit at all if you can't bring enough for everybody.
Lisa, so you telling me that I gotta bring? So when I bring my son food, I gotta bring your kids food too now?
Yes. No. You know what? Fine. Give it here.
Thank you.
Give it here.
Bro, like,
Give it here.
Kids,
Give it here.
You sound stupid.
Dumb.
Oh my
Eating this
goodness.
you.
Why don't you just do that?
Because you ain't bringing enough for all the other kids. You stupid. Selfish is a... Like, you're dumb as hell. You're dumb as hell. He not finna eat that.
You dumb as hell. You dumb as hell. Now we all gotta be hungry because you stupid. I got a ate since the 20th. Your food stamps only went from the 7th to the 20th for 2 weeks. Now I gotta be hungry with them. They was counting on me to bring crumbs and food back. How you gonna mess up the munchies for everybody? You knew you was a hoe when you got them other 3 kids and had them first. You knew you trouble in. You knew he was a good man. So how you gonna mess up the munchies for everybody? Is Karen said that's right? Is Karen saying, what is Karen saying? Because I want to know what Karen talking about.
Hey, what's going on Facebook user? I think Karen is agreeing. She's like, she knew she was gonna do that. Karen's like, I knew she was gonna. This is the rationale that guys are having to deal with these days. Okay. Now, they're right, Melissa. Is she serious? Yeah, she was dead serious. Hold up. Here's how serious she is. She thought she was so right that she made the video and thinking, she said, I'm going to expose you. She said she's going to expose him.
Ain't nobody going to expose him. Hey, if you got 4 kids,
get one chicken nugget.
if you got 4 kids, that food stamp going to run out about the 20th. You better be hoping and praying somebody can bring some food over there. Because when he asked, you ain't fed them, she said, you know my check don't come to the 7th. It's like the 23rd or something. Girl, we finna starve in here. How you gonna mess up the food for everybody?
She ain't say no check. She said stamps. Now here's the thing. You get stamps, you got to know how to stretch. You got to stretch it. So Samantha say she wrong with it. She absolutely wrong for that. So now this one kid, now this man has one child by her. She got 3 other kids. Now the video is like 4 minutes long. We abbreviated it for the sake of the show. So you can go to TikTok and check it out. But
they get the gist. They get the gist of it. They get the gist.
4 minutes of foolishness.
Yes.
Right? Karen said a good mother makes it work. That's what I said, Karen. Won't you take that one sandwich and you bust it down 4 ways and at least your kids get something?
Let me say this. But if he brought enough food for 4 kids, she would have said, you ain't gonna feed me too. You know I ain't ate. They ate. Now I gotta watch them eat. And then when he brought her some, she was gonna say, well, you know I got this dude in here that I'm dating. We hungry too. I can't win. You can't win. You can't win.
You better not be trying to feed no other dude. You
might as well you feeding other dudes' kids. You feeding his kids. Why not?
And what a pressure she putting on them. I don't hear no pressure for. I wonder what kind of pressure she put on them. He obviously the only one bringing food for the kids.
Monique says that is ridiculous. And then tell what Sherry says. Charlene says.
Charlene ain't feeling it either. So the consensus seems to be that this woman is crazy. Karen says, I have stamps also. She sold exactly, Charlene. She sold them food stamps. And what did she buy with them? She didn't buy no more food. Right? They give you stamps so you can buy food, so you can feed your kids. Mika said, please tell me this is fake, because I can't. No, Mika. Did you hear the passion in her voice? She was serious.
She was trying to expose him.
This is what she said. You watched the video. She said, you got everybody around here thinking you a good daddy. I'm about to expose you today. You ain't no good daddy. He's
Let
like,
me
I
tell you
got
something.
one kid to take care of.
Let me tell you something. That man was bringing food over to his kid every day. Was bringing now how many single dads out? How many dads they got that's not with their moms bringing food to the kid every day? My daddy went to the store for some cigarettes. I ain't seen his ass since, so I know he wasn't doing it. So make me understand how this particular man, wrong for bringing his child something to eat. Because quiet as kept, he probably should have had his son quiet as kept.
That's why don't he have the kid? Why does the kid stay with her? He obviously got a job. He got money. He can go buy him something to eat, right? Why does he have the kid? Karen says she just exposed herself. She absolutely did. I take that video, go straight to the court, say, listen, something needs to be done. I need my son or something.
Well, they need to find her the cost of a Big Mac combo for throwing that one on the ground. Because I feel some kind of way with that. Now we all got to be hungry tonight. Now you want us all to be hungry when I go in there. No, man, something wrong with that.
Your pride making all your kids starve because he didn't have to know. He was just bringing the food. He didn't have to know you divided that food between them kids. He didn't have to know that. Selena said that's what turns good daddies into absent fathers. Oh, wow.
Well, I would have to agree because if she got 3 kids and all we know is about 2 daddies, which I'm led to believe that she probably got 4 baby daddies and only one of them bringing food. I'm just saying, where the other ones at? Where the other ones at?
Exactly.
So you're going to maximize the one that you got.
Monique said, listen, we got to be careful out here. LOL. She also said, you know how I was before you had a baby with me. Wow, that is sad. She basically, you know I was going to put some pressure on you already. Facebook user going off right now. Yeah, she is full of it. Yeah, absolutely. Mika says, so now you're running daddy off. Exactly. Right? You running the daddy off. This kid has a dad who's there for him in his life, feeding him, bringing food by every day, every other day, trying to take care of his son. And you're going to put pressure on him for a whole family, which he wasn't responsible for the whole family.
Wait. Get to this.
Aaron said, it would be nice if he did bring more, but you can't expect or make him bring food for everyone.
You know what would be nice, King? You know it'd be nice, Karen, if he just if she appreciated him for what he was doing. But you're not gonna never do more for nobody that don't appreciate what you are doing. If all you can do is talk about what I can't do, you know what? I'm gonna start door dashing the food by that. I ain't gonna even come no more. And then the DoorDash gonna stop. Appreciate me for something first before you put your hand out and ask me for something else.
Yeah, that's it. The way to get more is through appreciation, not complaining. You don't get more by complaining. You get more by appreciation.
Well, it's one more way for her to get more, but we don't want to talk about that.
Well, she don't need no more kids. She don't need no more. Hey, like Michael Jackson said, he said, if you can't feed the baby, don't make the baby.
Yeah. They weren't thinking about that. Or the mother 3 kids that's in there.
Right. That's your kids' siblings. Oh, wow.
I've never heard that used.
The logic, man, is crazy.
Facebook user says, I agree, appreciate.
Exactly. Dominique said, wow, just seen that. Hey, man, it's crazy. It is crazy, the type of stuff that people will put out there, and they think they're right. Charlene says, I see this all the time. Even in my family, I'm going to keep it 100. Just stupid. Grow the hell up. She's seen it before. She's not the only person. But
the reason why she thinks she's entitled to it is because I got somebody that's bringing money to the house. Because he probably the only one paying child support, number one. And so I'm going to try to maximize that for all of us so we can all benefit from that. Like the child support money not going to the house anyway. Because if you want to expose somebody, expose them for not taking care of his kid.
Facebook user said she need to wear a chastity belt.
It's too late for that, bro. That thing hanging all kind of ways now. You got 4 of them in there.
Listen, bottom line, when men don't feel appreciated, they don't dig in and do more. They pull back. they pull up.
Yeah.
And you got to be careful with how you deal with men, because you can either draw men closer or you can push them away with how you treat them, how you act with them. And this is something that's very important, very key. You got to watch out for. Right? Charlene says exactly. So,
well, I think the misconception is that because I think our feelings, and I hate to talk about men and their feelings, because especially in the climate and month that we in, but I'm gonna simply say this: they don't think that because we're men we have feelings that we can take and put up with anything. We hurt just like you hurt. That just because I don't cry like you do, just because we don't show it, but we hurt just like you guys do. We have feelings. We need to be built up just like you. We like encouraging words just like you do. We like to know how pretty we are just like you do.
so we talking about tonight when men go dark. When men go dark. Why men become silent. Why men become silent. You got a man in the house and he's a good man, but you seem like you can't get him to open up to you. Seem like you can't get him to share his feelings, his thoughts and everything. You want to sit and have deep conversations with him and he give you only a few words. Why is he doing this? Now you said something very important. You talked about how there's this perception that, oh, men can take it. And so we got feelings too. We got things that we don't want to get beat up on. Just because you punch us and seem like we can take a punch, we not bleeding or something like that, you think, oh, you can take it. I remember that was a rationale with old girl with Johnny Depp. You know what I'm saying? He caught on tape. That's exactly the reason why she had to pay that money. She had to pay that money because she told him, oh, you a man. You gonna cry about it. I'm like, listen.
Go ahead. She thinks that bother me, but that don't bother me at all. Thank you very much.
Oh, you so pretty. But listen, this is a serious problem because women are wondering why they're not getting more out of their men as far as communication is concerned. But there's some things you gotta pay attention to when it comes to communicating with your man.
Well, you know what's confusing though is, in one hand, women say that they just like us, that they can do everything that we do. But on the other hand, they make us out to be Superman. No feelings, no filter, no nothing. We don't have no. We can just do them any kind of way. I don't understand. There's a mix up in between somewhere. Because if we just like you guys and y'all think y'all just like us, don't y'all hurt? Don't y'all need things from us just like we need from you guys? Why do y'all think we can function well? Because everybody has to have somebody they can talk to. If I come in the house one day and tell you I'm going to be an astronaut, and you know I don't have no education, you know I barely got a driver's license, you just damaged, you just entertain me. Don't you go tell your friends, girl, that fool said he's going to be an astronaut today. You don't know what my ambitions could be that particular day. Humor me. Hug me and say, yeah, baby, you can be whatever you want to be, and send me out to my regular job the next day. Dude, listen, everybody needs something. Everybody needs a place that they can go to or somebody to talk to about things that may be crazy. But I need you to be an earth for me and encourage me just like you need me to be for you.
Yeah. Women, a Facebook user says, nah, I cannot do what you can do. Listen, women got to be careful. It's not the conversation. I mean, when you sit down and you want to have the conversation with your man, with your husband, it's not that conversation that's important. It's everything outside of the conversation. If you have been dismissive of him or his feelings or things he's said, if you've been dismissive at any time, then when you sit down to have a serious conversation with him, don't look for him to be forthcoming and just open up to you, because you've shown him in other instances that you don't value what he has to say.
All this takes is for me to say something to you one time and it comes back up. Pastor Sam says, preach, Yogi. I'm going to say that one more time. Pastor Sam said, preach, Yogi. Okay?
These award music? These award music? Karen said, you is smart. You is smart. She digging in right now. Karen digging in right now. But here's the thing. Listen, for instance, example. Dominique said facts. This is the thing you got to understand. Let's say your man, he put on some pounds. He knows he put on some pounds. He knows this, and he feels a certain way about it. He might not say nothing. He might not get in front of the mirror and say, baby, do I look fat? He ain't going to do all that. But if you come by him, he's standing in the kitchen. He in the refrigerator. And you just go pat his stomach talking about, You ain't said nothing else but,
I'm packing up. Listen, if you pat me on my stomach, girl, you better have the suitcase ready because I'm out the door. Listen, let me tell you something. This is what my wife used to do. This is square bid. This is all honest. My wife used to have a picture of my Marine picture used to be in the house. Now, normally when Marines take pictures, they're probably between 17 and 18 years old. You don't have no face. You got the baby face thing. You weigh about 17 pounds. So my wife used to have this picture up all over the house, and people would walk in the house and say, "Who is that?" Because I look like I ate that person now. It used to make me feel away. I don't know why she was doing. I never asked her, but I used to feel away because that's not who I am anymore. I'm a grown man now, and I have a grown man physique. So
that's what we call it, right?
That's what we call it right there. Grown man physique. I just made that up.
We gotta put that on a t-shirt. Grown man physique, baby.
But it used to make me feel a certain kind of way, and I think I'm not certain, but I think I asked her. Hey, I think after about the 3rd or 4th time, somebody would ask me in the house, "Man, is that you?" I'm like, "Yeah, that was me." And they would look at me and be like, "Man, you don't look nothing like that anymore." I know I don't look like that no more. I know. I was 18. Who looks like a show of hands, how many people look like they did when they was 18 years old? Because Selena, I see your picture, stop it. You know, lies, no lies. So, and it used to make me feel away. And I know she didn't mean no malice or anything about it, or maybe she wanted to remind me before I got too far away from that. But look, ta-da! He gone. He gone. He
come back.
He goes back.
Monique says exactly right. We have to be careful with how we speak to our men. Most of the time, it seems as though men are a little more emotional. It's a good idea to learn from that. Listen, we're not saying we're more emotional. We're just saying don't act like we have no emotions. Yeah. We have emotions. We feel a certain way. But you got to look, it's more dangerous because men have a tendency to hold in feelings. Women are way more expressive than we are. And so y'all will get something out. We'll hold it in and we'll internalize. And that's when we really start to shut down. We start internalizing. Because when you come and pat me on my stomach, you've now told me that I'm unattractive. You don't want me no more. You probably looking other ways and all this other type of stuff. And listen, all this stuff runs through our mind. And because we don't say anything, we're left to our own thoughts. And it's typically not good. But it makes us we pull up.
For example,
he cutting off all the lights when y'all in the bedroom. He making sure every light off. Even the moon, he trying to put that out.
For example, if you ask your husband if you look fat in these jeans, and most of the time when you gotta ask him, you know you do. You didn't hear that from me. My friend had told me that. I ain't never experienced that. My friend told me that, but I'm gonna say this. When you ask, most of the time we know we don't look as good as we'd like to. That's why we asking. We want that reassurance from him that he thinks that I still look. See, I still got it when it's been gone a long time ago. So the reason why you could come to us is because you know what we're going to do. You know we're going to say, "Nah, baby, nah, that stuff hanging over the front part of your pants, don't ignore that. Ignore that part. Girl, don't even look at that part right there, girl. Pull them up. Hold your breath. Pull them up. Girl, you did that, girl. You did that. Because you know what you're going to get from us. We have no idea from time to time what we're going to get from y'all. And it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way. Now, everybody should be in shape, but again, we all not.
That's when you say, wow. There's said, "Oh no." He says nobody looks like they did at 18. No, you don't. But the thing is, I got to be aware that people feel a certain way about their looks. Listen, women got to understand, men pull up on how we watch what we say all the time. Husbands, we're careful with our words all the time because we don't want to damage you with our words. Now, you got some guys that'll just go in, but for the most part, most men pull up. You know what I'm saying? When you come saying, baby, do I look fat in this? Oh, baby, you look good, baby. You know, because we don't want to send you off into this spiral because y'all got a tendency to take something and just go way in left field with it. Mika said that friend is going to get John tackled. He's going to be out in public and like irritate you. Just Facebook user says that's why John stayed in the doghouse.
Well, listen,
I'm get you in trouble, man.
I'm trying to be as honest as I can about this thing, and the most honest we can be is men don't tell. We always want to encourage you. So regardless of what question you ask us, more times than not, we're gonna rely on the answer that makes you feel better, and it gets me closer to hell because I'm probably lying about it. So, but I won't say, but that's how it is. I will compromise that to make you feel better about yourself. But all I ask sometime in return is that we could get the same thing. You know what stops men from talking to women? Because we have some stuff to say that you necessarily not going to agree with. You're not going to like it. It makes me be vulnerable sometimes, and I need to be vulnerable with somebody. Because let me tell y'all something. If I can't be vulnerable with you, somebody going to come along that I can be very vulnerable with.
Yep.
Now, don't nobody want to hear that, but that's the truth. Normally we don't leave with women that look as good as you are or as fine as you are. We leave with the woman that makes us feel the best about ourselves.
That's important.
Did I just say something?
You just said a whole lot right there, brother. You just said a whole lot. Because this is what we do. Y'all come pat us on our stomach, we'll still pat y'all on y'all behind. We come through because we trying to make you feel like you still desired by us. Selena said that somebody better be Jesus. Listen, for real, because this is the trap. This is the trap that most men get caught in, and you got to be aware of it. When you're not getting something at home, the devil always sends somebody by to give you what you missing.
You're right. Always.
Now, men have to be aware and be smart, but if you hungry and somebody waving a steak at your face, hey,
it ain't gotta be a steak. It ain't gotta be a steak. It can be a Ritz cracker.
Monique said, now women encourage too. We need to work on it, but they do encourage. Some women are getting better. When you look at the grand scheme, some women a little bit. Now, if you watching social media and stuff like this, you can't watch social media and think things are getting better. So you got to deal with people as how you know them. Because
what Facebook user says, Jesus, Karen says, wow, that's real. But see, Mika says, John, you just spoke. Okay, but the killer part of it is this, D. The reason why we have to stay away from social media and stuff like that, because social media and TV, those people project what the great or the best of the best and what you want to be and what you inspired to be. What you got it with your mate, that ain't it. That ain't it at all. That ain't it at all. So, and what you have in front of you is that's what's yours, and that's what it's gonna be. Go ahead, Nick.
Pastor Sam said, I tried my best to post my 25-year-old picture, but it didn't work. Tell him, Pastor, tell you had it going on back then. So things have changed over the years. But listen, we still be holding it down, though. It's one thing to gain a little weight. It's another thing for you to just be sloppy with it. Most men keeping it together, you know what I'm saying? We keep our haircut, we wear some nice clothes, so do something, but don't do us like that, right? Another thing you got to be careful about, don't be dismissive when your man is trying to tell you stuff. You can't be dismissive when he's trying to tell you something. Carson says, I'm with Selena. It better be Jesus and 12 male disciples. Now we did a show a few weeks ago about why men cheat. Not excusing it.
Yes,
But
exactly.
just try to let you know when you create the perfect storm, don't don't get mad if somebody get wet.
Because this the thing, man. There are clues to every failed relationship. There are clues to why the relationship failed. If you go back and look at it, we always can see it after the fact. We always can say, oh yeah, I remember I didn't do this, or I didn't do that, or he did this, because people cry out for help before the end comes. They're either literally cry out for help. Hey, I need this, I need that. Hey, this is why I am in my headspace. Because I gotta be careful if I get emotional with my wife, I gotta be careful. Because what's frustrating me, what makes me cry out, I'll look at her as to be something that I need to lean on, and she be crying too. I'll be like, no, never mind. Take that back. I take that back. Because that's what you have to be careful, but you should be able to be vulnerable with your partner. And you should be there for strength for him if you can.
Yeah. He got to be able to be a warrior everywhere else, but when he comes in that home, especially in that bedroom, he got to be able to take all that armor off and expose those wounds to you and feel safe. Because we get wounded on the battlefield, just dealing with life, dealing with all the foolishness, trying to make sure we're the men we need to be. We get wounded, and it's good to have somebody that we can trust to open our wounds to and say, I'm hurting. Yeah, this is what's going on with me. So you got to be careful, especially about being dismissive. Facebook user says, you right, people will give hints. Absolutely. Because here's the thing. I'm reminded of a quote.
That's Grace, by the way. That's Grace, by the way.
Oh, that's great. Okay. Gotcha. That's Grace, Facebook user. Okay. All right. Listen, there's this quote I heard one time, and it makes a lot of sense. It says, the opposite of love is not hate, but rather indifference. The opposite of love is not hate, but indifference. Indifference means lack of interest, concern, or sympathy. When your man lose interest and he pull up, that's more dangerous. Now, if he's still engaged, he arguing with you, and he fighting for, to be heard, you still all right. But if he pull up, that's indifference.
Yeah.
That's indifference. You don't want that. When you get to that point, you didn't listen when he was trying to tell you and trying to be expressive to you. You didn't listen. If he ever gets to that point, that's a danger zone.
And so let me say, this is one of the few times you're gonna ever hear me say this. Go ahead and read Monique comment, because I got a good one. Go ahead, read Monique.
Monique says, I agree that it's something I believe we can work on, being dismissive. But how long should we listen to you wanting to be in that street before we tell you the truth? Now, you listen, you got to be aware if you're dealing with somebody that's delusional or not. Right? You're talking about rational people.
most of the time, that's not where we stay. Most of the time, we may visit that place, but we don't normally stay in that place. I think it's humorous sometimes for us to visit those places where we don't stay. Now, let me say this: most of the time, we get so busy doing life and trying to get money and trying to do this. The thing that sacrifice is what we do with our spouses, the attention that we give our spouses. We got to be careful that we don't get so wrapped up in what we're trying to accomplish and give for our spouses or our mates that we don't lose intimacy in that. And you'll never hear me say this, but I'm just not talking about bending you over something. Now, bending you over is one thing, and we are very appreciative of all the bending over that we get to do. But that does not take the place of intimacy. That does not take the place of being able to talk to you. It's good and all that, but it does not take the place of that. And I think sometimes we use that as a device to keep us from actually having to talk to each other. And that works for a short amount of time, but we need to total package just like you guys do.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, Karen said indifference is worse. And you got to be aware when somebody is beginning to be indifferent with you. You gotta make sure you're paying attention to the signs. Like John said, you got to watch the signs and pay attention to the signs, but don't be dismissive. For instance, if you're a man, this gonna sound, I know how y'all gonna feel about it. If he's giving you instruction, if he's telling you something to do, this is how men show love. But if you don't value his instruction, this is a rejection. If he say, listen, don't go down to that gas station, go to the other one across, go to that one. If he tell you something that simple, and you be like, well, I don't want to drive all the way over there. You just rejected him. Men show love. We protect by giving instruction. That's our way of protection. Our love is protection. We trying to tell you things to protect you. And it may sound simple. It may sound simple, but when you don't value that, you reject us. That's a rejection, and you got to be aware of that. Grace says you can feel when your man shifts.
Well, you can shift because you can feel the shift because women are hard-headed by nature. I don't know what it is in them. I don't know what it is in them, child. But they ain't going to do what you ask them to do. It's not until you raise your voice. Now you got everybody's attention. But now you mean. Well, if you will listen to me when I said it to you the fourth time. Now, remember, guys, this is not me. This is my friend talking. If you heard me the fourth time, then I wouldn't have to be raising my voice about it. But again, like David said, protection is love. And maybe hard-headedness is love too, because y'all do a whole lot of that.
So is an aggressive tone ever necessary for a man to be heard?
Absolutely.
You think
Absolutely. That's why from time to time you hear me start yelling, because they ain't gonna hear me if I don't start yelling. If I say keep your pants up until you get a ring on it, they ain't gonna hear me, so I gotta yell it. Don't you pull your pants down until you get a ring on it? And then they say, "Whoa."
What I want to ask my women out there, what is it that we gotta get aggressive with our tone before y'all hear what we saying?
Because they think we playing.
Ooh,
they don't take us serious. They don't take us serious with most of the stuff because it's listen. And the funny thing is, women talk in quantity. We talk in quality. We don't say a whole lot.
Uh-oh.
But what we do say, we mean what we say. Whereas women just and we're supposed to decipher what we're supposed to listen to in that.
We gotta sift through all of that.
We gotta sift through it, man. And then they say the first thing they say is you don't listen to us.
Right. Sasha said, I like that D. Love is protection. This is how men show love. We're protected.
Okay. But while we're showing protection with our raising my voice, are they paying attention to it? Or are they trying to use that to get what they want by not listening to us anyway? Because if we yelling, you're not listening most of the time.
Right. Brenda said it's Eve's fault. LOL. Listen, by the time we get here with it, by the time we raise our voice, we have said it several times and you didn't listen. As soon as we raise our voice, it's why are you being so mean? Why are you talking to me crazy? Why? Because I got to, because you didn't hear what I said the other times I said it. Sasha said, first of all, don't yell at me. We're not trying to yell. That's not where we're trying to go. You got to listen to us. Monique says sometimes that roar in voice do something to us. Right?
It don't make your mind. It don't make your mind. It don't make you do what we ask you to do. I just want to know what it do. It don't make you do it. Don't. And listen, because we would much rather talk to you guys about what we need and want from you, but y'all not going to allow us to do that.
And why not? Karen says we are trying to give you the full picture like a novel, but that's it. We just read the back cover. That's all we read. The back cover. We don't need a whole novel. We just need the back. We sifting through all the details to find the points. That's what we trying to do.
Hey, and if you guys like the conversation, won't you please like it and share it with somebody so they can enjoy it as well, guys? Please like and share. Please.
Yeah, share this out right now. You liking the conversation? Share this out right now. We appreciate y'all. It's important. It's important to understand how men think, how men work, how men function. Now, here's the dangerous part. In telling people what makes you tick, you inadvertently give them the power to hurt you.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
When you tell a person what you need, they can hurt you because now they can deprive you because you told them what you need. Listen, Delilah spent all that time trying to find out Samson's weakness. And as soon as he told her, she turned him over to the Philistines. Now he got his eyes gouged out, got his hair cut and everything. He lost all his strength because he trusted a woman with his secret. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
He set back on him then. But we've already identified that in relationships, we don't trust each other with anything. We don't trust each other with anything but with the sex. I trust you with my body, but I don't want to trust you with nothing that can really hurt me. And which is really backwards, but most of the time, women don't trust us with nothing that'll hurt them, and vice versa.
So what happens when a man feels like he can't fully express himself? Karen says that's true. Grace says that harlot was on assignment. Monique says he trusted the wrong woman with this secret, right? Y'all always feel like we the wrong man and y'all scared to trust us. We run the same risk. We run the exact same risk. Both of us have a burden of worrying if we can really trust you or not. And this, we got to be careful about this. We got to watch that.
I'm still trying to figure this out. But you'll trust me with your heart, but won't trust me with nothing that can actually hurt you. I trust you with my life, but I can't trust you to tell you I can't be vulnerable with you at times. I mean, because do I have to fight coming in the house and going out of the house? When I come in the house, I can't take off I can't take off my garments, my war garments. I can't be vulnerable to you, and you the same with me. What's happening to the relationships, D, to where we can't be vulnerable with each other? What's going on?
Yeah. Everybody's aggressive with each other. Everybody feel like they got to be the aggressor. Listen, it don't work like that. Somebody has to kind of pull back, and sometimes we'll give you that space to go there, and we'll pull back. But don't you stay with your foot on the gas and never pull up. Because if you press us, you keep pressing us, and then we react. Now we the big bad wolf, and we ain't no good, all this type of stuff. But you got to pay attention to how you handle this.
But if you press us enough, we're gonna let you have what you're asking for. If you keep pressing me the wrong way, okay, you think you can do this thing better than me? You can be the man, you can run it better than me. You're not really following me or trusting me anyway. Okay, now you do it. And then you wind up like the lady outside talking about you just gonna bring one Big Mac over here with fries, and they gonna bring the rest of them up. No, because you got it. You got it. You didn't do a good job managing your food stamps to the next payday. Now here you come back to me. I'm like this. You got it. You own me about it and think that you can do it. You talking to me like you can do it better than me. And then when I back up, now you can't get it. You can't do it. Because if you keep pressing me, I'm a back up.
Yeah. Because what's the alternative?
Exactly.
What's the alternative? Because men, if it's two men, we gonna go at it. But we can't come at y'all like that. So we pull back for the sake of we don't want to take it there. So you got to be careful not to take it there. But when men can't express themselves, when men feel like they can't express themselves, they become very distant. I want to play a clip. Another clip real fast. that I came across, and it says something very important. Play this real quick.
Man does not feel appreciated in the area of his presence. He becomes a version of a man that he can give you and still survive. And I promise you, you will not like that version. That version of him is silent, frustrated, sharp with his words, short-tempered. How many of y'all been getting that lately? Non-communicative. Because he has to become something that he can survive in.
It was a non-community for me.
How many of you got a man that's just surviving in the house? He's just surviving. He's doing just enough to make sure he survives. He's not thriving. That's the goal. We want to thrive.
Wow.
You want your man to constantly be growing. Wow. You want him constantly be challenging himself, pushing the family forward, doing new things for the family. But when he gets to the point where he's just trying to survive, it's a bad place to be in.
Wow. Thriving, man. You say how many men in the families, women, how many men in your household, how many men that lead in the household are thriving? That's it. It was the thriving for me. Not just getting by, not just putting up with you and you putting up with him, but are thriving. Because if he thriving, you thriving. The family is thriving. Oh, that's good.
Our wins are always for the family. Our wins are for the family. We ain't trying to win for the sake of us looking good. We trying to win for the family. Listen, men don't need much to live. The big houses, the nice cars, and all that type of stuff, that's for y'all. That ain't for us.
That ain't for us.
Now, it does give a man a certain amount of pride when we can put you in something nice.
Yes.
We can give you something nice to dress in. We can put you in a nice house. It gives us a certain amount, but we don't need that. This is why when you get a man to get an apartment, he got a TV. Granted, it's a huge big screen, big flat screen. He got a big TV. He got a game console. And he probably got a couple of chairs. And he good.
Yeah.
He good. We don't need all that stuff. We do that stuff, y'all. Men try to win for the sake of the family, not for himself. And then he asked for just a little bit for himself, and then it's like you can't even have that. Ben says we shut down when we can't fully express ourselves. Tarsha says, I agree, Monique. Delilah was trifling. D, you use a word, tick. That's exactly why my husband asked me before we got married, and I had to think about it. I think it's very important to share with a spouse that's not like Delilah. It was tough talking to him at first because he was different from those I dated before. I had to learn. And we good with the learning curve. We good with giving that space, but there should be some progression. We shouldn't stay in the same place. Monique says, sheesh. Mika says, sheesh, just surviving. Yeah, he done pulled all the way back. He does just enough to get by.
And what's different about this day, and it's more common than you think, because everybody's not in the house thriving. Everybody's not in the house thriving. So a whole lot of households, a whole lot of relationships, people are just trying to survive each other. So yeah, you said something. You said something. Yeah.
So true or false? Men fear rejection in conversations. True or false?
Oh, that's true. Oh, we fear that. Absolutely fear it. Absolutely. Nobody wants to be rejected. Nobody wants to be made to seem like what they talking about don't have no relevance to it. Nobody wants to feel like they bothering you while they trying to talk to you. Nobody wants to feel like that. Nobody wants to feel that way.
What about the fear of being judged for something you've done?
Well, that's why you don't tell everything. But that's not the conversation that we have. That is not the conversation that we have right now. That ain't it. That ain't the conversation. So, what was you asking again, sir?
Karen says it's true. We talk about fear of rejection in conversation. Can I share something with you and you still value me? You still look at me the same way. Grace says true. Karen says don't ask, don't tell. but you want me to be open and be honest. Andrea says wrong answer, John. But you want me to be open and be honest, but you got to give me a sense that I can do this and there not be backlash or fallout behind it.
Or you ain't putting it in that box that y'all keep all the stuff that y'all trying to remember in, and that you're gonna bring it back on me some years later. Talking about, remember when you had told me that you was with these two girls and they was, but that's just, listen, that's my friend talking. That ain't me. That's my friend. But and can we talk? Can we tell you, if you ask, can we tell you the truth? Because you are asking, can we tell you the truth? You're not gonna hold it over our head.
Listen. Because there is a danger in men opening up. There's a danger. Because women have this art of recall. They can recall everything. And it's in the most opportune time is when we in an argument.
See, they stay petty, so they don't have to get petty.
Grace says, LOL, remember in 2002? Yeah. Y'all like accountants. Y'all keep a tally of everything, and you keep bringing it back up every time we get into an argument. You bring up the same stuff. So what you trying to tell us? You telling us we can't trust you with information. Andrea says yes, and there's consequences sometimes. Right, you're right. There are.
Well, if y'all don't tell us anything that we say can and we be used against us, y'all should be. You got to say that if you're gonna be holding on to it. Just be careful what you say, because I'm recording everything. And listen. And if you that type of person, let him know, so he won't tell you nothing. But you're gonna feel the way when he can't share with you, though. Because normally, see, relationships are about giving of yourself. And whatever area that may be, I'm not sure, but you're gonna have to give some of yourself in order to make relationships work. You can't stay true and hold to what your beliefs are and all your stuff and think he's gonna be able to do the same and it's gonna work, because it's not. It's constantly giving of each other. It's constantly giving of each other.
And I'm gonna tell you, for men, a lot of times men, and I'm pretty sure women need it too, but men need a group of men that's gonna hold them accountable, but men that they can share things with, because we feel like the guys can handle it. Because when I go back to my wife, I gotta be a certain way. I still gotta, present myself as a man.
Andrea says, damn if I do, damn if I don't. And Andrea, you're right. But how about this? How about try this? Try if you do. See what happens if you do. And see what that unlocks in him, where he can start. Because most of the time, we waiting to see who gonna go first.
Exactly.
Because you don't truly trust him, and he don't really trust you, but yet y'all get in the bed and tear the bed down. But then when it comes to finding out what's really going on in your heads, don't nobody want to say something. He's just as scared as you are to be vulnerable. But try it and see if it works. Because I'm under the belief, man, everybody got to have somebody to talk to. You only can talk to your girlfriend so much.
Exactly. And you got to be consistent with it. You can't try it one time and just expect it to be fine. Andrea said, okay. You can't just try it one time, and then when it don't work that one time, it takes a track record of somebody experiencing you one way for them to start treating you different, because you changed how you start moving with them. So you got to be patient in that. Monique says, LOL, now women can absolutely do the recall. Oh yeah, we know you can. As we mature and grow, I pray that gets better. I agree with John, though. Be careful with what you share. All things should not be rehashed or told, especially before you two get in together. She's absolutely right. He's absolutely right. Listen, men are trying to grow. We expect the same thing from y'all. We want to get better. We shouldn't be communicating the same way 10 years as we did when we first got married. There should be some trust that is formed. And if the trust has been violated at some point, then if you got to get with somebody and help restore that, it's important to restore it, because you're going to always be dealing with that person from that place of mistrust, and things ain't going to never be right. Never be right. Both of y'all just in the house, just existing.
Mm-hmm.
Andrea says, I agree with Monique.
Just existing. Wow.
Just existing.
Are you living or are you existing? That's good. Final thoughts. Okay, my final thought for this evening is this. Forget everything that you've ever heard about relationships. Relationship is way more crazy than what you could ever think or imagine. But you got to be willing to get to go into a relationship with an open mind. Forget what you used to do, how you used to be. If you want to make this thing work, you got to have belief in yourself and who you with. And if you believe that, start sharing at a small level, and eventually you'll get to a bigger level. And listen, maturity comes as you age and mature. Wherever you are, start sharing at that level. You don't get to share the adults level here until you get more mature and you know you can handle it. Use your wisdom on how you talk to people, and the person that you're talking to, know that it's in love, everything they tell you, and also let them know that I'll never do anything to willfully harm or hurt you. And if everybody's coming from that perspective, you guys will be good. That's my final thought. Yeah.
It's important to remember that when you're coming together with somebody, you got two individuals trying to come together as one. Now, what it talks about being one means we start to get common values. We start to value the same things. That's what coming together and being one is. It's about a shared value system. But if I value you, I need you to value me. And we express that value in how we listen to each other. Not just listening for the sake of entertaining that person, making them feel, but actively listening and taking what they say into account and start to change how you deal with them and how you move with them to say, baby, I heard you. I heard you. I'm trying to do better. And listen, if I'm gonna try, can you help me out? Be a little patient with me, be a little forgiving with me. But as long as I'm progressing, just give me that room so I can get better. And that goes on both sides. Nobody comes into a marriage perfect. You're not two perfect people coming in. But you're trying to develop something that can grow and mature into something that will be a blessing to people for generations. But that's a hard task. But if we do the work and discipline ourselves, we can make it work. Discipline is the key to the whole thing, but you got to value that person and value what you're trying to build together. If you value that, it will override the foolishness so that you can make the good decisions, make the right decisions to build something that'll last. And it's worth it. And that's King Speaks for this week.
Wow. Man, time flies when you're having fun, don't it?
Hey, man. That rocked and roll pretty good. Monique says, I'm shouting. This conversation is everything. Listen, we appreciate all of y'all. Appreciate everybody that stopped in to listen. Pastor Sam says, with a heart of forgiveness. Forgiveness is a serious thing.
Yeah,
serious.
absolutely.
Charlene says, good one. Listen, we appreciate all of our people. Oh, she says, Andrea says, I'm going to rewatch.
And share it while you're rewatching. Share it with somebody.
Yeah, share with somebody. Ben said values is important. Value is important. Listen, everybody wants to feel valued. Everybody wants to feel valued. We're scared to give somebody else value because we're afraid we're not going to get it back. You got to give it without even respecting it, expecting it in return.
And people don't remember, D, that we all learning in relationship thing. Nobody have all the perfect answers, so you got to trust me as I'm learning it, like I do you. But we should be able to learn together, though.
Yeah, information and experience are two different things. You got to have an experience with the information that you get.
We need to get out. We need to get out of here.
Oh yeah, we about to keep this finishing. Our producer is giving us the bums rush. So we gonna leave y'all.
Yeah, we get
out of here. We appreciate everybody. Thank you for joining us. Hope we help somebody tonight. Listen, we'll be back next Monday with more Man Talk Mondays. Right? College y'all. Peace out.